Easter eggs are hidden secrets in video games intended for only a small percentage of players to actually see, which is why they're the perfect place to hide rude little jokes. I mean, what are you going to do, not include rude little jokes? Please. That said, they are still hard to find, so wouldn't it be convenient if someone were to put together a collection of, say, 7 of their favourite rude, inappropriate, or downright out-of-pocket Easter eggs and post them here on youtube.com? Don't worry, your pals at Outside Xbox have got you covered. Enjoy!
Yes? Can I help you?
I'm a member of the Greyer family. I'd like to see the body.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Access to the morgue is employee restricted.
Hacking, known much more coolly as net running in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, is a valuable skill with many real-world applications, such as getting free stuff from vending machines. Okay, yes, you can get the free stuff from vending machines, but it's also good for countless other stuff, such as causing people's weapons to jam, turning off their eyes, or in extreme cases, ruining the funerals of their close family members. If that sounds like quite a specific example, that's because it is something you absolutely can do in Cyberpunk 2077. When you happen upon a funeral in the gig mission known as Jeopardy.
I'm gonna miss you, Daddy. Was an exceptional man.
I already do.
Exceptional.
Clearly someone close to all these people has died, and in lieu of an open casket, the mourners have opted for a solemn, dignified hologram of the deceased as he appeared in life.
What the hell?
How rude.
That is, unless you decide to hack the hologram with your formidable netrunning skills,
What in God's name?
at which point you'll uncover this deeply inappropriate Easter egg as the recently passed patriarch starts doing a sexy dance for the bereaved attendees.
Someone turn it off!
An eye-opening experience for the family members, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Dad? Daddy?
And before you ask, no, it doesn't work on Keanu Reeves. We tried, multiple times.
Simcopter contains one of the most controversial Easter eggs ever. So controversial, in fact, that in 2008 it won a Guinness World Record for most controversial sim-based Easter egg. Which is a bit like saying, I'm the most controversial Michael Channel. It's a limited field, but I'm trying my hardest. For those unfamiliar, Simcopter was a 1996 spin-off of the SimCity series that allowed you to fly a helicopter either around pre-made cities or even your own SimCity 2000 creations. This particular Easter egg is famous for having been snuck into the game by a single programmer, and according to legend, it was only when Sims impresario Will Wright was playing the game with his daughter, and after 78,000 copies had already been shipped, that the Easter egg was discovered. Playing Simcopter on certain dates, including Friday the 13th, would replace many of the pedestrians of your bustling metropolis with amorous, Speedo-wearing muscle men. These tiny, semi-nude Sims would chase after other pedestrians, each other, and your player character, going in for a smooch when they caught them. And they say it's hard to find love in the big city. The story caught mainstream attention, and before long there were breathless news reports saying stuff like this.
Some gay, kissing musclemen every Friday the 13th.
He's becoming a celebrity of sorts in the computer world, especially the gay computer world.
The gay computer world is like the regular computer world, only with better hair and fashion. Maxis responded with huge embarrassment, publishing a Q&A detailing how to receive a fix for your copy of the game, and assuring worried gamers that there were certainly no scantily clad women in the game, heaven forfend. The programmer responsible for the Easter egg was called Jacques Severin, and was later fired from the company for his troubles. If we had to guess, Jacques was probably the same japester who also stuck the name Amanda Hugginkiss into the game's credits. If there's one thing this game doesn't need, it's Amanda Hugginkiss.
If you played Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, you'll probably remember Quiet, the sniper companion who hums all the time and dresses like she just staggered dazed out of an accident in which she crashed her car into a Victoria's Secret outlet. Before release, fans speculated on Quiet's lack of clothing, prompting Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima to take to Twitter to tell those fans, once you recognize the secret reason for her exposure, you will feel ashamed of your words and deeds. That secret reason was something about her breathing through her skin or something, which, fine, but that doesn't account for the provocative Easter egg that you can unlock in MGS5 by getting as stinky as it's possible to get. Usually when you go countless missions without clearing off all the mud, dust and gore you get covered in during the course of your duties, you're greeted by your disgusted troops commenting on how badly you stink.
Great to see you safe, boss.
Followed by Ocelot clutching a bucket of water to give you an impromptu rinse.
Snake, you stink.
If, however, you have maxed out your bond with the Phantom Pain's least clothed sniper and then go and roll around in filth, you activate this little Easter egg, whereby Snake returns to Mother Base but Quiet stops Ocelot from dousing him with water and instead leads Snake off for a sensual, fully clothed shower together. Well, as fully clothed as Quiet ever gets. While several Mother Base staff and Ocelot watch. I get the feeling someone should be ashamed of their deeds here, but it's probably Hideo Kojima.
Welcome to Chicago 47. Your main target, Richard Strong Jr., is the CEO of Stallion Armaments, a high-profile weapons manufacturer.
We love the Hitman games for the unparalleled freedom they offer. The freedom to explore levels, play with the environment, and approach your objective in multiple different ways. We're not entirely sure then why in 2012 IO Interactive chose to tease the then upcoming Hitman Absolution with Hitman Sniper Challenge, a pre-order exclusive demo where you are fixed in position and can't move at all.
I hope you have a good view of the roof, 47. Your main target is arriving.
You can't even stand up! Am I supposed to believe 47's knees have given up on him? Hitman Sniper Challenge was somewhat entertaining, but only in a very limited way. Your primary objective was to assassinate Richard Strong and his entourage of guards, working around your lack of mobility by creatively hiding their bodies in ponds and down lift shafts using expertly timed sniper fire.
Brilliant, 47. You always had a thing for elevators.
You always had a thing for elevators? What a bizarre thing to say. In addition to the main mission, there were also a series of challenges and Easter eggs to unlock in any given playthrough, including a challenge called WOW. This required you to shoot 3 different items of an exotic dancer's outfit littered around the level. Complete that and glance at one of the upstairs windows and you'll be treated to what we can only assume was someone breaking into the motion capture studio on a weekend. Yes, a lady in underwear strides into view and begins doing a provocative dance to no one in particular. Okay, now I can think of a reason why 47 might not be able to stand up. Oh, who am I kidding? He's probably like a Ken doll down there.
I don't want to die, man, not like this! We must fight these people! It's them or us, cousin!
The Grand Theft Auto series prides itself on being a satire of modern America, but when that seems too hard, they're always willing to fall back on that old standby, crude sex jokes.
Woo!
Settle down, Douglas. Most of these are impossible to miss as you make your way around the various game worlds of the Grand Theft Auto games.
Finally made up your mind, I see.
Yes, thank you. But some are a bit more off the beaten track, enough to qualify themselves as Easter eggs when you stumble across them and realise that those rockstar boys have done it again. It being a crude sex joke. Warned you. Take, for example, the WK Chariot Hotel in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, a normal-looking high-rise hotel that you wouldn't give a second glance to if you were walking past during the day. Head over at 11 PM at night though and you'll notice that some of the residents have turned their lights on in a specific pattern, and if you need to guess what that pattern is, well, you haven't been paying attention. It's even ruder in Vice City stories. For For a slightly more cultural take on the dick joke, we look to Grand Theft Auto 4, where Liberty City's Middle Park is accentuated by what, at first glance, appears to be a regular obelisk. Look closer, however, and it becomes clear that this obelisk has 2 cubic additions placed in such a position as to suggest a rude part of a gentleman's anatomy. And the name of this sculpture? Why, the Nobelisk, of course. Honestly, bravo.
When infiltrating top-secret military bases, it's important to try and keep a low profile. Or, you know, do whatever. I'm not your mum. What probably isn't recommended by whatever spy manual they use to train your James Bonds and your Solid Snake is stumbling across a hangar full of enemy soldiers currently occupied with looking at a projector.
And we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs.
And then fiddling with that projector for seemingly no reason.
We, the Marine Corps.
However, instead of drawing attention to yourself, what this breathtaking act of potential self-sabotage does instead is unlock a saucy Easter egg whereby the officer giving these men a briefing is replaced with footage of a young woman in a low-cut top, something that does a much better job of holding these men's attention.
Marine Corps will play a central role in its military affairs.
Keep fiddling with the projectors and you'll swap the images around, causing the men to switch focus to the other screen.
Reduced by the completion of Ray.
Before eventually bringing up sexy ladies on both screens, which causes their attention to flip back and forth like a metronome.
Always bear that in mind.
That's where you should stop. However, keep pushing your luck and you'll eventually switch both screens back to the officer doing the speech, which will cause every soldier in here to turn on you furiously, and one of the more embarrassing game overs we've ever received. Oh, come on, as if James Bond wouldn't do the exact same thing.
But it cannot be more different in nature.
Snake, you okay? Snake! Snake!
Cuddly, family-friendly Nintendo hasn't escaped the scourge of out-of-pocket Easter eggs. Kirby's Dream Land 2 on Game Boy has one, and it's not even anything to do with the fact that this is a game with a dedicated button for sucking things. Kirby's a weird game, man. No, this particular Easter egg is slightly more subtle, but only just. Arrive at level 5 in Red Canyon and nip through a door and you'll find yourself in this area. This vertical level features an arrangement of blocks that, when confined to the Game Boy screen, might not seem suspicious at all. It's only when you look closely, or when you show the level layout in its entirety, like they apparently did in the official Japanese strategy guide, that you realise that this level is, in fact, an extremely crude drawing of a naked lady. Obviously, the level of detail afforded by Kirby level design is fairly limited, so we can only assume the reason it slipped past the notoriously censor-happy Nintendo of the 90s is that it barely resembles a human at all, being as it is, a hovering face, a pair of angular boobs, and a blocky Y shape? I've seen more accurate depictions of female anatomy in the back of a school exercise book. Not mine, obviously. My drawings were terrible.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video about the rudest, most inappropriate Easter eggs in video games. One for Jane there, she suggested it. She did all of the research, all of the game capture, it was all her. Nice. If you want to watch more videos from us, why not check out this one up here, or if you want something from Outside Extra, you can go down here and check out one of their videos.
It was Andy's idea.
It's not my idea, it was hers. Every Monday she comes in and goes, let's do sex jokes in games. And we're like, no, Jane, but then we were all out, and so couldn't do anything to stop her.